In today's Young Speaker Present Conversation with series, we have Toyama Koichiro-san. Toyama-san is a personal friend of 15 years, and he is someone whom I truly respect as an entrepreneur. Someone who truly lives the spirit and the life of having fun, taking risks, and build something remarkable for yourself. Welcome, Toyama-san. Can you share with us how exactly you started out, from Japan, in particular, from Okinawa, your hometown, and how you end up here in Singapore?
Okay, when I was a university student in Okinawa, so I have a choice to go to work as a banker, or I can go up to study overseas. So then I was think which way to go. And actually, I canceled my position in the bank in Okinawa, and I chose the scholarship to study in NUS. So this is the beginning of my story in the Southeast Asia. And after I come to the NUS, so I met so many people come from all over the world. Then I want to explore more how the outside of Japan it is. Then I decided to stay in Singapore. Then my job to pick in first place I look for the job in Singapore, and I find some Japanese company want to set up the office in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, which is 1995.
Right.
So that time is Vietnam is just open the market.
Okay.
It's called Doi Moi policy, and just like Burma, Myanmar, currently the situation is also just open the market. So a lot of people want to go into the market. So Vietnam was exactly like a similar situation.
Right.
Yeah. The time I decide to not take the position in the bank, so I decide I want to spend a different kind of life compared with the other Japanese. So I'm willing to take all the risk. I totally didn't know what I want to be. So I thought even after end up I couldn't get anything outside Japan and go back Okinawa, and I don't have anything. So it was okay. I thought maybe even I become the security guard or even cleaner.
Right.
At the end. So
okay.
I was prepared for that, and I become up.
That is very interesting. Now, Toyama-san, you come across as someone who is very unique, someone who actually chases for adventures. Are you always like this?
Okay, it's a funny story though. I like to watch the American movies, like Wall Street, and the secret of my success or this Michael J. Fox and Tom Cruise or those movies.
Okay.
So I just simply want to be like successful man.
Sure.
Come from the rural place of the States and go to the New York or some other big city to big success.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Interesting. So, Toyama-san, how is it like for you to take a lot of risk in your younger days? How has it been for you in terms of taking risk? Has it been all rosy, and what is your experience like?
When the beginning part is where I choose take some bank position and going to be spend the whole of my life in Okinawa, or maybe I don't know anything what's going to happen and go outside. So that time I was, of course, I seriously consider alone and for long.
All right.
And I going to ask some of our seniors and the professors to get opinion. So end up I want to be the person not going to regret in my life. So that I choose, even though I'm a lot of failure and a lot of the uncertainness, but I choose the way to go up.
Now, Koichiro, you sounded like someone who knows exactly what you want in life. Is it always that case for you?
It's always unclear.
It's always unclear, huh? It's always unclear.
Try. Actually, basically, I want to try so many different things. Basically, And not so clear, but there's I guess if you want to start business, at least you know each field.
Okay.
I mean, of course, better to be a specialist, but there's maybe generalist also important kind.
Right.
So that's I would choose.
Okay. Koichiro, you are the founder and the owner of Kokontozai, one of the leading Japanese retail shop, into fashion. And how is it like, for you to get started in this business, to become a retailer, to become a business owner in Singapore?
My hobby, and I'm quite interested in the fashion business. So I set up some Japanese related shop called Kokontozai.
Right.
And even though company start is consulting and the retail business, so retail business was grow very fast, first 3 years, and Kokontozai outlet is increased to the close to the 6th outlet. So I was shift my more concern my business into the retail business for the first 5 years. As I mentioned, retail is because I like that kind of things, and
yes.
I think it's if you want to start business, of course you have to like your what you're doing. So this is a first priority to choose what you maybe going to be, and I like these kind of things, and quite fun to decide how to design, how to combine the maybe modern design as well as traditional design, all those things. So I was very enjoying to do this.
Wow, it sounded like it takes a lot of efforts, a lot of guts and greed. Any business advice for people who wish to walk your path to become a business owner, to become a retailer in Singapore?
But it's opportunities. More tourists is coming in Singapore, and residency in Singapore is also expanding.
Right.
But you should know that is also the competition is more increasing now. So you have to see what kind of the things you want to sell in your retail business, and maybe how to source your manpower as well. So you have to look at some other aspect nowadays. So.
Toyama-san, can you share with us a little bit more about your consultancy business?
Because of the Kokontozai business was quite smooth, so even though I start as a consulting firm, but I was not really concentrated these parts. But nowadays, a lot of the Japanese company want to focus on the Southeast Asian countries, and I'm being asked to help one of the big listed company in Japan. So now I work with them, and through this experience to work to cooperate and help them, I find my role and my experience could help these Japanese companies well.
Okay.
So I'm very happy to work with them, and as for the Singapore companies as well as Japanese companies, and through this experience, some other company also maybe asked me.
Sure.
So that I'm doing the small project with them as well.
Okay. Now it's definitely very challenging to bring a business from Japan to the other part of the world, especially to a multicultural region like us in Southeast Asia. Now, can you share a little bit more about your consulting business, your approach, and your ways to bring business across from Japan?
If talk about just company like the company I work for,
right,
like Missen Company or Mizuho Bank, those huge company,
right,
even listed company in Japan, there are some middle and small companies. So those companies maybe they don't have experience, and so they don't have a network. Even maybe some of the overseas managers also don't speak English also, and totally no idea about the market, how the business is take place in Southeast Asia. So my experience and my knowledge could help them to engage with the Singapore company as well. those specialists in this banking sector, they always talking about what is investment capital, how it go, what is the tax, right? What is the regulation? But those basic unique point, which always have to put into mind, is not really aware of that, all of them. So that's why I choose this experience. I think it's lucky to hear. Yeah. Even though you speak English, if you cannot understand the background of the person who you are dealing with, it's nothing. So the points maybe I can help communication. As you mentioned, I'm half Singapore, half Southeast Asian people, so I have a confidence. I know much better.
Okay.
How you're thinking,
right?
More than those normal Japanese think.
Koichiro, you have lived in this region for more than 20 years by now. Can you share with us the mindset, the qualities that one needs in order to succeed in business in this region?
Singapore also quite small, and Japanese also have a very strong culture and customs. But Singapore also maybe a little bit unique society as well. It's compared with the other Southeast Asia countries, compared with some other country in the world, it's a little bit unique as well. So I guess it's when you are young, I think you have to explore more to go to the visit the country to develop your communication skill to the different countries people.
Okay.
Develop more. Yeah.
You must have worked with a lot of youth in different parts of Asia. Now, what kind of advice do you have for them?
I'm now based in Singapore.
Yes.
But Singapore market is very small. So what is the advantage to be in Singapore is you can oversee the Southeast Asian market. So what I'm trying to do now is now I'm working for the Okinawa and I take a look at the Malaysian market and the Indonesian market as well.
Right.
Then I want to another company I'm helping. I will go Thailand and Philippines as well. So it's a very good place to oversee the Southeast Asian market. So if you do so, maybe you have a more valuable person to work with. So this is my what I'm thinking seriously. So I'm studying more about system in the other country belonging to the Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's a simple thing is that if you are in Roma, you do as Romans do. For my case, when I come to the Singapore, I try not to mix with Japanese society in Singapore.
Okay.
Because I don't find any point to do the same things, eat same Japanese food and speak with Japanese same things in Japan. So I try to want more to understand the Singaporean and the other Asian people. So I try to spend time more with them rather than Japanese people. So I think it is, and also my curiosity is there. I mean, I like to talk with a different kind of people. So these things I think is important if you want to develop the skill of the communication with foreigner. I mean, not your native people.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you have some advice for us to go about improving our second, third, or even fourth languages?
Learning.
Yes, learning a foreign language.
I'm often watch the TV.
To start.
Okay. Of course, try to use it once I learn.
Okay. What drives you? Why?
Oh, this is my kind of my hobby.
Your hobby.
My interest. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. To learn languages. And
that's the best way to understand the people, I guess.
Through language, huh? Yeah. I think Nelson Mandela did say something like this: to speak to someone, to their heart, you need to speak the person's language. So your approach itself is to start off with television, Leisure, huh? You use a leisure. But what else? Yeah.
I mean, I'm often now is a good. I mean, technology is very good. I'm often watch YouTube in Bahasa, in Vietnamese, in Chinese also.
Okay.
Chinese maybe karaoke. Yeah.
Karaoke. Okay.
Okay. In Japanese, maybe a lot of people thinking to master the English, you have to go United States or Singapore to have to go and study. But I think is to study languages. You have to just make the environment.
Create an environment for yourself.
Wherever you are.
Okay.
For example, is in China and Vietnam.
Yes.
They are never be out from their countries. They speak English very fluently. Some of them, even Japanese or the French or some language, they can speak fluently.
You're saying the people in China and in Vietnam, they can speak the third or second language fluently. Yes. Why?
Without leaving their countries.
Right.
Because they are simply making the environment.
Okay.
If you want to study English, they make the English environment.
Yes.
Same. When I was in China, study Chinese a few months. That time I was exchange studies. Like I teach Japanese to them, they teach Chinese to us.
Okay.
They try to make the environment in that stage. And also among the Chinese, they are frequently meet each other.
Yes.
And they only make the group and always use the language they're studying. If Japanese, they speak only Japanese among the purely Chinese people.
Okay.
They often read that time no choo-choo.
Yeah.
They often hear the radio.
Yes.
Now must be better, so there's more chance to study more.
Study more.
To create the environment easier than before.
Mr. Koichiro Toyama, thank you so much for your time today. We have learned a lot. And do you have one last piece of advice for us?
The time I went in working in Vietnam,
yes,
I find very strong, ambitious, strong feeling to go out or want to be develop their knowledge as much as they can, and they have a very eager to make their life more better.
Okay.
I could feel the very strong
desire
will when I was in Vietnam. Time is actually short, so you have to really think seriously, because your time a lot of people say maybe you have a lot of time to go ahead, but actually not really. From my point of my view.
Right.
So you have to look at what you really like. Try to find as early as possible.
Okay.
And to find out what you really like, you have to go through a lot of experience or hear somebody say, watch somebody say, to create, and those activities help you to find out what you really like, I think.